Okay, so the other weekend I took a trip down memory lane. I went to the lovely, lovely city of Bath in the West Country. And for those who don't know, this is where I went to university. So what I did whilst I was down, I went to some of the local farms and I also took a trip to the campus. And this was quite emotional when I went down there. I remember the times where I drunkenly walked back to my dorm room and even do late night study sessions at the library. Like, things are different, but at the same time, they're exactly the same. And I'd say that when I got to uni, I was quite an anxious boy, but then I was returning to it as like quite a confident man, I'd say. And I think this is the thing, is that whenever you go to a place, you leave a part of yourself behind. And when I was walking around campus, I was reflecting upon how I used to think. At uni, it was all about partying, it was all about going out to clubs. And if the clubs Bath sucked, we could go to the neighbouring city to party even harder. And why I thought my time at university was so exciting is because I thought there was always something cool happening at all times. But in my head, it was just never where I was. And I was trapped in this mindset for some time, like good things are always around the corner and I'll always be trying to chase after them. And it was pretty much like a real life, your princess is in another castle moment. Like I was never good enough, or where I was never good enough. Now, I've spoken about the Taoist principle Wu-Wei before, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Now, Wu-Wei translates to effortless action, which is more the idea that even when you're in difficult, challenging situations, you should still have peace of mind. You should be able to have your thoughts be clear, concise, nothing that is intrusive or going to affect you in any bad way. And that's not to say you should avoid stressful situations. To be fair, you have a greater chance of succeeding in your endeavours if you have a calm sense of mind. And I guess this ties into the idea that the more you chase certain things, the less likely you are able to obtain them. And I guess this ties into things like happiness as well.
But what is happiness? It's a moment before you need more happiness.
And by chasing certain things, you're more likely to attract the opposite. Say, for instance, you're a parent and you have a teenager and you're not letting this teenager go out or go to parties or all that sort of stuff, and you're being really strict and disciplined with them. They're more likely to turn rebellious just out of sheer spite. And this happens as a result of a parent's good intentions. What they should probably be doing is having more of an open discussion, maybe having a bit of a constructive talk with their teenager. The more that you force something, the less likely it's going to actually happen in a natural way. And this brings me on to a concept which I think is actually quite unique, and this is the Flaneur. And when I was in sixth form, I had this amazing English teacher. She was really, really great. And she taught us about this concept, and I haven't been able to get this out of my mind. And this is a French term that means stroller, which is someone that just walks around, you get the idea. And this concept has been in literature and also history for many, many years. So why am I talking about this? Well, but the flaneur doesn't have an objective. There is no intention of a flaneur. They are just walking around and seeing what happens. There's no winnable goal. There's no moment that they realize that, wow, I've reached my destination. Because the fun comes in the journey. It's about the exploration that happens up until they get to the end of where they get to. And rather than being led by a logical mind, they are just letting their instincts and their feelings guide them. Okay, so why does this matter? What has this got to do with anything? Well, the thing is that nowadays, life moves really, really quick. Even when we're at work and we're watching the clock, counting down the minutes till 5:30, I think we underestimate how quick life moves. Like, we're already in November this year. But without an appreciation for the things that make up people's lives, even from a glancing look, we actually lose our humanity. And this is why so many people actually quit their jobs just to go traveling across Australia for like a couple months or even years, just so that they can go find themselves. And I think in our life, we forget that everyone wants to feel recognized for their job. Everyone wants to feel valued. We're talking to people less in real life and more on social media platforms. And the more that we disconnect ourselves from the world outside and go into like this social media space, the more we disconnect ourselves from the physical world and get more obsessed over the fake web space. Like, these things in isolation aren't bad, but if they become a focus, that's where you really do miss out on a lot of things. And being a flaneur, it gives you breathing room to find out who you actually are. If you got the time to, I 100% guarantee the one thing you should do is go to a city that is ancient, that's got history, it's got culture. Like with ancient buildings that were here before you were born and will probably still be there after you're gone. It's a soulful experience realizing the things that actually will succeed your existence. Paying attention to this connects you to a long lineage of people that will go through the same struggles that you're going through, maybe even hundreds of years ago. And having a present day flow like this will bring you back to instincts and feelings that you might not have felt in a very long time. And sometimes that's what you need, to be living with flow, not with objectives, not with structures, just going with it. And it was quite a deep one this week. If you like this, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'm sure I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.